Welcome back to the Dean's List. I'm your host, your Dean of Students, and your very best friend, Mr. Walters. Today, we have an extra special episode lined up for you. Get ready to dive into the history of a holiday called Juneteenth. For over 150 years, Juneteenth has been celebrated across the United States. However, it's only been a national holiday for 2 years. Many people, including myself, grew up not knowing about this important holiday and the reason that it's celebrated. Today, we're going to learn about Opal Lee, a trailblazing advocate for Juneteenth. We will be reading from this book that's in our Ponderosa Library. Opal Lee and What It Means to Be Free, the true story of the grandmother of Juneteenth. Written by Faye Duncan with art by Keturah and Bobo. Let's read. Opal Lee is a story keeper and historian. She says, if we don't remember what we've been through, our nation is doomed to repeat it. Opal was born in Marshall, Texas on October 7, 1926, but she grew up in Fort Worth. Her grandfather, Zachariah Broada Sr., was the son of an enslaved mother. Opal learned from her papa how President Lincoln ended slavery in the Southern Confederate States with the signing of the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1, 1863. But Texas was large, remote, and without protection from Union troops, so the enslaved people there did not receive the news of their freedom until over 2 years later. Finally, on June 19, 1865, General Gordon Granger arrived in Galveston and served Lincoln's order to free the enslaved. This day of freedom is called Juneteenth, a word that combines June and 19th. The first Juneteenth anniversary was celebrated in Texas on June 19, 1866. Black Americans gathered in clearings to feast on vibrant red foods that they were denied during servitude, such as barbecue, strawberry pie, and punch made with fresh fruit. They gathered to remember the sorrow of enslavement as well as to sing and celebrate the joy of liberation. At least 7 freedoms were gained for Black Americans following Juneteenth and the 13th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution in 1865. Blacks could now work for wages, own land, name themselves, read and write, serve in the military, travel, and worship freely. Called the grandmother of Juneteenth, Opal Lee led a movement to make Juneteenth a national holiday. From 2016 to 2020, she walked across America and collected more than 1.5 million signatures for her petition to the U.S. Congress. It was a journey complete with rejection and disappointments. Nothing stopped her. Opal continued her walk, and when she was 94 years old, President Joe Biden signed legislation to make Juneteenth a national holiday commemorating the end of American slavery. Opal Lee's constant reminder is wise advice. None of us are free until we're all free, and we aren't free yet. If you'd like to learn more about Juneteenth, check out this other book from our Ponderosa Library, Juneteenth for Mazie by Floyd Cooper. In this book, you'll meet Mazie, a young girl who learns about the importance of Juneteenth and celebrates with her friends and family. And that's a wrap for this season of the Dean's List. I'd like to extend a heartfelt thanks to the curious students and staff who've joined us this year. I hope you've had as much fun as I've had, uncovering fascinating stories, embracing diverse cultures, and expanding our knowledge along the way. As summer begins, remember to keep your minds sharp and your imagination soaring by diving into books, exploring new topics, and continuing to learn about the incredible world around us. So until we meet again for another exciting season, keep reading, keep exploring, and keep making history. I've been your host, your Dean of Students, and your very best friend, and I'll see you next year on the Dean's List. Welcome to the grand opening of the Walters Vintage Laugh Emporium!
What does laugh mean?
LAUGH, it's the acronym for Lost and Found.
Sorry, but I'm not gonna shop here unless it's in color.
But it's the 50s.
It's 2023.
All right, fine.
So, what do you sell here?
Well, we don't really sell stuff. The Walters Vintage Laugh Emporium is a place where you can go to find the stuff you lost.
I think I might have lost my hat a couple weeks ago. Now that I think of it, I can't find my scarf or my favorite sweatshirt.
Well, it seems like you two desperately need to shop.
Then we'll be sure to tell our friends about the Walters Vintage Laugh Emporium. My hat! Look, my sweatshirt! And my scarf!
Here at the Walters Vintage Laugh Emporium, we've got a lot of things piling up. Maybe you've lost something like these kids, so come and check it out. Maybe you'll find your long lost hat.
Chef Bill says, come get your stuff in the lost and found, or he's gonna throw it in a big pot and cook it.